All right, sup guys, welcome back to the channel. Too Easy Sports Betting. I'm Trice Too Easy. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button. Been here, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, helps me and my channel a lot. And lastly, if you'd like to join my sports betting community, it'll be in the pinned comment and in the description of the video. $5 measly ass dollars, come be part of something great. Anyways, guys, we're gonna review yesterday. Then we're gonna do the player props for NFL. We'll do the NFL slate. And I'm gonna get you out of here with a bag. It's football today, baby. I ain't doing nothing else. I'm not touching no basketball, no college, nothing. I'm on football. NFL, we got two great games. Texans and the Chiefs, Commanders and the Lions. It's that time of year, guys. These games are very exciting. They're very fun. They're very competitive. And I think today's games, man, these games should be great. And I think that the Commanders might surprise some people, guys. I ain't gonna lie to you, but we'll talk about it. Let's review yesterday. 3-3. Basketball's basketball. Who gives a fuck? I went 2-2 the day before, 3-3 yesterday. All right, it is what it is. I don't even really want to talk about basketball no more. Anyways, let's get right into the player props, guys. As always, sponsor of the video, BetAnySports.eu, offshore sportsbook, the best offshore sportsbook I've ever seen. If you're in a state where you can't sports bet or you can't do player props, parlays, you got to use a bookie, you got to drive to casino, stop doing that. Click my link, get your 30% cash bonus. And you can start doing player props, parlays. You can do anything you like. It's just like having ESPN better FanDuel. You can take CJ Stroud to get 4 touchdowns, like passing touchdowns. You can take Pat Mahomes to pass for 400 yards. Like you can do anything you want. It's just like having FanDuel. It's a great offshore sports book. Tap in if you need an option or you want to add another book to your repertoire. All right, first prop I'm on, guys. Pat Mahomes over 25 rushing yards. Now, this may surprise people because he hasn't got this a lot this season. He's only got it 4 times. He has a 25% hit rate, but one of the 4 times he got it was versus Houston. If you look, Houston is terrible at stopping the quarterback from running the ball. And Houston has a very good defense. Typically, very good defenses don't do good at limiting the quarterback because they got everything covered and the quarterback actually has to run versus them. We saw him run on them a lot last time, and I don't see any reason why it would be different this time. The Texans defense is excellent. So when he drops back to pass and no one's open, he has to use those legs. And Pat Mahomes, well, he's not getting off that fucking field. We already know they're not getting his ass off the field no matter what. So he will be moving today and using his legs. I like him for 25 or more rushing yards. Let's get it. Next, same shit. CJ Stroud over 15.5 rushing yards. Now, again, only a 44% hit rate on the season, but last game he ran for 42 versus the Chargers when they had everything D'd up downfield. He went out there and made something happen. One of the times he's hit it this season was versus the Chiefs, and if you look, the Chiefs are 25th in the league with rushing yards allowed. But again, they're a great defense. So you have 2 top-tier defenses, which means when the quarterback drop back to make the play and everything's covered, they gotta make some shake. You gotta get out there. Something got to give, goddammit. You gotta use your legs. CJ Stroud, he's showing that he can do it lately. And Pat Mahomes, we know he can. So I like those 2 to use their legs today. Give me both of them for their rushing prop. Next, Kaimi Fairborn, kicking points over 6.5. Do I even need to explain this? You can get him over 6.5 at -129, -130 on FanDuel. Look at the season, 78% hit rate. Head to head, last time we saw him, he got 7. I mean, shit, there's nothing else to really say. The Texans going to get down the field. They're going to take the points. It'll be a low-scoring competitive game anyway, so expect these teams to take their field goals today. I love him to get over 7 kicking points. Next, Travis Kelce, over 51.5 receiving yards. Now, 50% hit rate on the season, and yes, I get it. The Texans are pretty good they're great at defense and stopping the pass and stopping the tight end. I understand. That said, and last time we saw him, he did not get it. That said, this is Travis Kelce and Pat Mahomes in a very serious game. They trying to get to this Super Bowl. They trying to win a fucking ring. Guys, I talked about this during the regular season. A lot of times, the reason why Kelce wasn't showing up in the regular season, he don't need to. They're trying to win the Super Bowl. When the Chiefs come into the season, they're not thinking, I need to win the playoff. I need to make it to the playoffs. They're thinking, we need to win a Super Bowl. What good does it do to have Pat Mahomes and Travis Kelce out there playing catch with each other when you have all these other guys and all these other pieces that need to come on board, get up to speed, and do their thing? A lot of the games you see in the regular season are just practice for the playoffs and the Super Bowl. That when it comes to really, really good teams. So there was no reason for him to be playing catch with Travis Kelce during the regular season. What's the point? You know what I mean? Why would you do that? You have all these other guys. You need all these other pieces to get established. Let's establish the running game. Let's establish some new plays. Let's establish the wide receivers. We don't need Kelce right now. You saw as soon as they got to that goddamn wild card game, Pittsburgh, boom, Kelce gets 84 yards, and it looked like they out there doing what they always done. It's time. They're not playing around no more. Travis Kelce gives 51 today. Next, Jahmyr Gibbs over 81.5. David Montgomery's back. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all. The Commanders have the worst fucking running defense. They're awful. They can't stop the run. They can't stop the fucking run to save their life. The Commanders are not capable of stopping a run. They'll stop the pass. You can't pass on them boys. They got some great pass defense. They can't stop the run. And another thing is, I don't think David Montgomery's really going to come out here and get a bunch of touches or carries. I don't think this is where you'd want to use him unless the game's very close and they need him on the goal line. But I think they're very limited. Maybe on the goal line to get some touchdowns, big, strong runs. But I think Jahmyr Gibbs is going to get 80-90% of the workload. And we see what he's done without David Montgomery in. And that was versus the Vikings, the second rush defense in the league. Now you versus one of the worst ones. This is gonna be like practice. This is gonna be like playing versus the third strings. This shit is gonna be nothing for Jahmyr Gibbs. This line's way too low. I like him up to 100. Next, Austin Eckler over 23.5 receiving yards. Oh yeah. Again, Detroit's just so bad versus the pass. They allow a lot of receiving yards to the running back. Last time they saw each other, he got 48. Mind you, that was last year, but still something to consider. And Austin Eckler's in for these plays where he might get the ball and catch it. Again, I like the Commanders today to pass all over the Lions. I like the Lions to run all over the Commanders. It's really going to come down to can Jaden Daniels clutch up and win this game. Next, scary Terry McLaurin. Over 68.5 receiving yards, guys. They are the worst in the league. The Lions are the worst team in the league at allowing receiving yards in big plays. Worst team in the league. So Terry McLaurin naturally, guys, again, this is not time to be playing. We saw what he did to the Bucs. They were 30th. The Lions are even worse than the Bucs, and he got 89. And frankly, I mean, you see when he's versus these really bad teams, he just cooks them. And the Lions they don't have a pass defense. They can't stop the pass to save their life, just like the Commanders can't stop the run. Give me scary Terry. He'll probably make a sweat, but I'm sure he cashes it. Give me him over 68.5 receiving yards. That's all for the player props. Let's get into the slate, talk about each game, and I'll show you where my head's at. So, Texans and the Chiefs. Give me the Texans plus 8.5. Guys, we keeping it very simple. We have seen all season the Chiefs do not blow teams out. Every game is within a field goal. Every game. We have not seen them been capable of covering a big spread the entire season. So why now? Why now in the playoffs versus an excellent team and a great defense like the Texans? Why now do they blow them out and beat them by more than a touchdown? They ain't done it all season. I think this game is very close, very competitive, and I wouldn't be surprised if you see 2 upsets today. I wouldn't be surprised if the Texans and the Commanders win today, and I am dead serious. I'm dead. Mark my words, guys. I will not be shocked if both the big time teams you think are going to win it all possibly get eliminated today. This is not an easy game for the Chiefs. This is not an easy game for them Lions. Trust me. Texans plus 8.5. With the way CJ Stroud looked last week, if he brings what he did last week to this week, he will be okay. I think it will be a competitive game. I really do. I think he has to use his legs. He has to use his legs. CJ Stroud, you have to use your legs. Please, God, use your legs. If he can get moving and use his fucking legs, they have a chance to move the ball just like the Chiefs do. And I think it just comes down to whoever manages the clock or manages the red zone play better, or whoever takes their fucking points instead of going for it on 4th down. I think that's the team that wins. Commanders and Lions, guys, Lions by 8.5. But this is my least favorite bet of the day. I do think the Lions find a way to just come out and win it. I think that the Commanders can't stop the run. And the problem is when you can't stop that run, it still opens up. Even if you are a great pass defense, it still opens you up to be susceptible to big pass plays. They got a great quarterback, great passing attack. And when your team is physically incapable of stopping the run, it's hard to win the game. So because the Commanders' running defense is just so bad. It's beyond bad. It's the worst. It's so terrible. Their running defense is so fucking bad. I don't even know another way to put it. It's awful, horrendous, yuck. That's their run defense. On the flip side, the Lions' pass defense is the worst in the league, and the Commanders will air you the fuck out. I think high scoring. Problem is, I just think Jaden Daniels makes more mistakes. I just think he's too young and inexperienced. I think he makes more mistakes and it costs him in the long run. I'm trusting the Lions and their coaching and their organization as a whole, and especially the quarterback, to just make the plays that are needed to win the game in the long run. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Commanders win, man. But the Lions are basically the best team in the league. I'm going to take them by 8.5. Texans plus 8.5. Final plays of the day, guys. This is what I'm on. Everything right here. Texans plus 8.5. Pat Mahomes 25 rushing. CJ Stroud 15.5 rushing. Travis Kelce 51.5 receiving. Kami Fairborn over 6.5 kicking points. Commanders and Lions. I'm on the Lions minus 8.5. Jahmyr Gibbs over 81.5 rushing. Way too low. This is the play of the day. Austin Eckler over 23.5 receiving. And Terry Scary over 68.5 receiving. Let's get out of here. Let's get a bag. Let's crack these folks.